I think the number of offensive fouls that have been called, Alden, is indicative of the very strong defensive work being played by both teams.
Both teams came to play tonight, and I think that they decided that good defense is where they're going to have to be able to win the game.
The substitution with Keller coming back for the closing stages of the first half. Steve Dovey going off.
That last foul brought up the 8th foul for Bruins. So from here on in this half, every foul incurred by the Bruins will result in 2 shots to Perkunas.
Peterman. The fake from Posma.
Here's a situation. They shot and missed, got the rebound, good pass inside. Jeff Posma made a drive to the basket, touched the player, and with a little bit of vocal help, I think he was unlucky to get the offensive charge.
3rd foul to Jeff Posma.
Turns to Caldwell. Steal from Mann. Travel. Says Graham Brown. So the side ball to go with Ray Stearns. The 10th stage of the match now, coming up towards half-time.
Foul called on Darren Stanwicks this time. His first foul, and Perkunas' 8th foul. So both teams in the 8 foul situation. Substitution being called. Darren Stanwicks off. And Peter Rook back on for the Perkunas team. Mal Conway to shoot 2.
Here's the situation with Malcolm Conway again. He's not a great outside shooter or a tremendous scorer, but he's strong inside. He took the ball to the basket, scored 2 points with the free throws, and unfortunately drew a foul on Darren Stanwicks. Let's see if he can be a solid player in the rest of the first half. Good passing by Perkunas. Got the ball to the open person at the right time. Warren Stanwicks made a good shot.
So margin 7 points in favour of Perkunas. Ball with Keller. Point scoring from Keller. We're back to 5 points.
That lean-in layup that he has, a little shot up the backboard.
So now the chance for Bruins to bridge the gap. Small with the coach. Does it admirably too. Noticeably limping on that left knee, but he won't mind after those 2 goals. And we're back to 3 points.
Point number 14 to Kurt Keller.
Adamson grabs that ball. Plenty of defense to get through. Flicks it to Keller, the 1-2. Tremendous play.
Here's a good thing with having someone Danny Adamson's size. He's big enough to rebound, strong enough to bring the ball down, and good enough to bring the ball down the court.
And Keith Scott, obviously worried by that onslaught by the Bruins, has called a timeout to try and regroup his players. That last basket from Keller brought the score to 30-31. Perkunas enjoying the 1-point advantage. Kurt Keller with that last basket brings his personal tally to 16. And for the rest of the Bruins, Danny Adamson 4, Steve Davey 4, Steve Caldwell 4. And for Perkunas, Peter Rook 10, Vic Radzovicius 8, Warren Stanwicks 5, Peter Mann 6. The Lorkie Bruins currently shooting 40% from the floor, and Perkunas almost identical with 41%.
Here's the situation now. Perkunas has to make sure they come down, get a good shot. They're just unlucky with a little bit with their defense. They'll be all right.
That's a vicious to who's captain. To Rook.
Good offense and a good shot inside. The team that's going to be able to shoot from the inside should be able to win the game. Good solid rebound by Peter Mann, moving the ball down the court quite quickly.
Posma. Warren Stanwicks to Mann, a Radzovicius. Mann moving into the key. Now Mann's got it. Marked by Adamson.
Foul call on Danny Adamson. Didn't quite have the defensive position there, and at the last minute threw his arm out and made contact with Peter Mann and thereby incurred the foul.
And here we're in a situation now with 18 fouls on the Bruins. Perkunas are in the shooting advantage and be able to have 2 shots from the free throw line.
Substitution for Perkunas. Jeff Postma off. Darren Stenwick's back on.
Peter Mann showing what he can do.
So 5 points now, Perkunas. 21 rebounder, Peter Rook. Flicks it to Mann. Another chance. No, grabbed by Conway. Quickly out to Stearns. Who's marking Adamson? Stearns has 2 opponents. Keller, fine basketball. Back to Stearns. Adamson drives in. Almost. Yes, no. Yes! Tremendous persistence from Adamson.
He followed up. Great shot by Danny Adamson. The thing is, he never gave up. He stuck with it, got the 4th rebound and put it in.
Quick reply.
Ten points to Peter Mann. Foul call there on Darren Stenwick.
I believe that Darren's just a little bit slower than to be able to guard Ray Stearnsy in that situation, David.
Yeah, a little bit of a mismatch there, Alden.
The free throw, Ray Stearns does it well too.
Ray Stearns is quite a deceptive player. He really contributed and came to his own in the last part of the Tassie Devil season. And he's a strong player that doesn't give up.
So back to 3 points in favor of Perkunas. Coming up to half-time. Rebound with Radsavicius. But the ball's with Glenorchy Bruins. Hayes says to Keller, and I think the ball's go over the sideline. Yes, it has.
I think both teams are a little bit tired. They're making mistakes, just like they were in the beginning. Some team has to come out this last minute and be able to look for a good few baskets. A great steal by Danny Adamson. The ball went down. He lost it, passed the ball back, and they made a good shot to draw within one point with 40 seconds to go.
Breakaway from Ray Stearns. Yes, and the leap from Conway in behind, so we've got a 38-37 situation with the Glenorchy Bruins hitting the front.
It doesn't look like the Bruins are coming.
Welcome to the Rain Stadium, where we have a tremendous situation set up for the
intentional foul called there by.
And welcome to the Rain Stadium for the grand final of ABC Top Shot. It is a fascinating situation. 1 point in favour of Perkunas with 9 seconds remaining before half-time. Balls with Warren Stanmix, as you can see on the free throw line. Rebound with no one in particular, but the ball will go to Bruins, and the count will be 7 seconds down to half-time.
No real need for that. Mal Conway had plenty of time to go to the basket. Instead, he took it on his own shoulders to try and make the play, and in doing so, he's incurred an offensive foul, and it's foul number 3 to Mal Conway, with 3 seconds remaining in the half.
And that's half-time in the 1982 Top Shot Grand Final. And what a situation. 39 plays 38 in favour of Perkunas. And you hear the applause from the big crowd here at Warrane Stadium. And it really has been an exceptional first half. And as you said, Alden, in your pre-selection, it's going to go right down to the wire.
Yes, indeed, Roger. It's been a good tight first half. Both teams have been able to have their own burst. They've run off 6 or 7, 8 points. And it ends up now that it's going to go in the second half right down to the wire.
Some statistics from the first half, scoring statistics for the Bruins. Kurt Keller has 16 points. Ray Stearns has 6 points. Danny Adamson has 6 points. Steve Davey 4 points. And for Perkunas, we have Vic Radzovicius with 8 points. Peter Mann with 12. Peter Rook with 12. Warren Stanwicks with 4 points. Glenorchy Bruins have converted 17 from 37 attempts from the field for a 46% average. As yet, we don't have the corresponding statistics for the Perkunas team, but halfway through that half, they were shooting something in the order of 45%. Yes, here we are. Here's the statistic, 42.5% to the Perkunas team. So although Perkunas enjoying a 1-point lead, they have been shooting the slightly worse shooting percentage.
With just over 13 minutes remaining in the second half, we've got a great game here. Perkunas 51, Glenorchy Bruins 50. But Craig Gower is at the free throw line for the Bruins. Just coming on as a substitution, Craig Gower.
We've had a good substitution there. Graham Dedman played the first 7 minutes of the second half. Did well, contested, gave Malcolm Conway a good rest.
Rebound to Radzovicius. Lost to Warren Stanwicks to Peter Mann. He lost the ball to Kurt Keller. Danny Adamson says we'll cool things down for a moment.
Very well, slows it down. They're down by 1. They want to score and get in front and lead it to 3.
Gower to Adamson. Dummies the long shot. Keller was facing the wrong way. And it rebounds off his head. And the ball goes to Warren Stanwicks.
Good outside shot by Darren Stanwicks. He's a key player. If he can get into the game, he's been quiet throughout this first portion of the second half. That's what they need inside.
Davey the dummy into the key. Keller goes all the way. No, he doesn't. Comes back to Davey.
A great shot by Steve Davey. Good offensive rebound. Took it to the basket.
Good player in a tight situation, Steve Davey, and he proved it on that occasion with a fine basket.
Up under the basket. Adamson comes away with it. Once more steadying things down.
Darren Stanwicks was lucky not to get his 4th foul there on an offensive rebound situation. He can't force it. He's got to look for it.
The ball with Davey to Adamson.
A good call right here. P. Scott sees that his players are tired. He's been running with just 6 players. He has to take a timeout now and make sure that they're only up by 1 point, that they can get back to their game plan and make sure they'll be able to come back and extend their lead.
That Bruins zone is, I think, worrying Perkunas a little bit at this stage. They're working very hard, extending the zone right out, and Bruins have had a number of steals. Just as Perkunas seem to edge away, Bruins come back with this good, I think as a result of this good defense that they're applying.
I believe also with the good defense and the lack of movement by the Perkunas, they've had poor shooting percentage, and they haven't been able to break away, like you mentioned.
Yes, talking about shooting percentages, Perkunas have only converted 6 from 20 attempts in this half for a 30% average from the field, whereas Bruins are enjoying a 58% average by virtue of 7 conversions from 12 attempts.
Well, here we have Kurt Keller on the bench now. He'll be able to concentrate more on the coaching aspect, and after a rest, if he came back like he did in the first half, he'll be ready to fire.
The ball to remain with Perkunas. Captain Peter Mann. 1-2 between him and Warren Stanwicks. The long shot, successful from Peter Mann, inspirational stuff.
I feel that he needs that. He needed that confidence. He's one of the key players, or if not the key player for Perkunas, and he hasn't been in the game, and I feel that now the last 10 minutes, he'll be ready to go.
Craig Gow. Tapped away, comes to Rook. Good support from Ratsavicius under the basket.
A great rebound, a good reverse dribble in mid-court by Peter Rook. Fine pass and a good offensive move to the basket.
So we're back to 5 points, almost a steal.
Substitution call for Bruins. Coach Keller coming back on for Craig Gower. And Vic Radzovich really playing well for the Perkunas team. An experienced player, and he's really come to light in a very tense game.
Caldwell. Conway. Jump shot, will he get it back again? No, he won't. Warren Stanwicks, the fast breakaway.
3 against 1.
Must go in.
Oh! Yeah. Almost had it traveling, missed the layup. Perkunas needed that basket to be able to capitalize.
Adamson grabs himself and puts it right in the basket.
I think with seeing that breakdown that Perkunas had, Danny just picked up his game and said, I'm going to go for it.
Peter Mann, is it a reply? No, to Caldwell.
As mentioned earlier, when one team breaks away, the other team eventually comes back and goes itself. Looks like Bruins are on their spurt.
Now 1 point the difference.
You can see the enthusiasm of the Bruins here with their defense. They drop their bundle for a little while, they come back, and now they're inspired and a good, solid defense.
Got the momentum at the moment, the Bruins.
The momentum. Let's see if they can capitalize and move ahead again by a point.
Adamson. Keller, Adamson's quickly under the basket. Who'll come away with it? In fact, it's a twist and turn.
The foul called on Danny Adamson. He's a bit enthusiastic there to try and steal the ball from Warren Stanwicks, and in doing so, he's got his personal foul tally up to 2 only.
One thing there, David, Kurt is using his height. He's a 6'5". It's deceptive on the screen, but he's 6'5", trying to post up inside to score and draw the foul.
The ball to Bruins.
Ball coming off Peter Rook's knee there. Steve Davey calling the tune for the Bruins. He's an experienced player. He relishes these sorts of situations.
Very good defense by Vic Radzovich. The pass inside, he knocked it away, and it went off the foot of the Bruins.
Rook knew it as soon as it happened, and so the play once more with the Bruins. Still trailing by 1 point. Bob Davey hands off to his captain, Coach Keller. Too long.
Referee Graham Brown unsure of the call, looks to Lansdell. Lansdell says it's Bruins ball, so Steve Caldwell has it on the side. Referees really tough in the game so far. They've picked up everything, and on that occasion caught Danny Adamson trying to push off And that brings his personal foul tally to 3 and the Bruins tally to 4 for the half.
Darren Stanwix back to 3 points the margin for Perkunas.
A good confident shot by Darren. I think that Perkunas really did need that. Let's see if Bruins can pick up their game again and have a good spurt in these last 8 minutes. Here we're finding good movement, passing the ball. That's what they have to be able to do to get the ball inside and isolate a player.
Foul called on Vic Radzovicius.
It wasn't the best shot by Kurt Keller, but it ended up being an advantageous moment for the Bruins. Good solid rebound by Danny Adamson. This is where the game has to come to. In the second half now, Danny Anderson has to get inside rather than the outside shots that have been falling for him and use his height and his ability inside. The thing here with free throws, you gain your confidence that you make it, you gain your confidence, you rest, and you get that motivation again going. I'm sure we'll see inspired play from Danny Anderson now in these last 7 minutes.
So 1 point the margin in favor of Perkunas. Captain Peter Mann. Darren Stanwix, yes, a quick reply.
Excellent move by Darren Stanwix, faked it, good step to the basket.
He's really lifted his game in this half, Darren Stanwix. Only had 2 points to half-time. It's now up to 10. We see Steve Davey with a very quick reply.
Rebound to Keller. Applause from Conway, he wants it. Keller will steady it down. Mann guarding him. Almost a steal, yes! A steal to Warren Stanwix all the way. Yes! Plenty of agony there for the supporters, but they've gone back to 3 points.
Peter Mann followed it up just in case because they've been unlucky to miss a couple open layups before.
Adamson can't get in through Rook. There it is, doesn't matter. Back to 1 point.
There's a situation. He made an inside shot, gained confidence, went outside and made it.
Danny Adamson, 16th point.
Peter Rook. Long way out once again. Will it bounce in? No. Comes back to Rook.
Knocked out by Steve Davey, so Perkunas retained possession.
Adamson. You come to me, he says. Davies the man, and Adamson will take up position down the court. Bruins going to offense once again. Keller, almost, not enough though. Mann has it. Down the court comes Perkunas. Lay off to Stanwix. Rebound, Rook's there. Mann, Radzovicius, flicks it across. Off the hands of Adamson, so the ball still with Perkunas.
Right there, they're in a situation, they have to slow it down. If they don't score, slow it down, regain their composure, and use their offense. Right there, experience of Vic Radzovicius.
Wants a shot, he's got it now. Well off. But back with Warren Stanwix, comes out for a breather.
I believe they're going to isolate 2 players. It has to be Peter Mann or Darren Stanwix.
2 men of the match last week. Who's got it? Finally, Rook.
Jump ball call.
They called a jump ball, I believe.
And Alden, the Bruins have changed out of their zone defense, which is rather surprising because they seem to be doing quite well with it.
I believe they're just trying to worry Perkunas. That's one of Kurt Keller's tactics. change the defense back and forth, man-to-man to his zone.
Timeout called by Kurt Keller. Nothing in the game, with Perkunas leading by the barest of margins. The high scorers so far in the game for Perkunas, we see both Peter Mann and Peter Rook with 16 points apiece. Vic Radzovicius an invaluable 12 points. Darren Stanwick's 10, Warren Stanwick's 9, and for the Bruins, Kurt Keller, magnificent effort, 22 points. Danny Adamson coming into his own in this half, 16 points. Steve Davey, 10 points. Ray Stern, 6 points. The shooting percentages from the floor, Glenorchy Bruins converted 11 from 21 for 52%, where Perkunas have slipped back somewhat with only 34%.
Alden, plenty of young talent being displayed tonight.
We have good solid play from the Tasmanian players, and in the future I'd just like to mention that there are some future players coming up, and we have a chance to show that in Devonport this next week at the school holidays, the under-14 boys championship, national championship.
Jump ball. Mann, long shot. Inspirational once again from Peter Mann, and we go back to 3 points for Perkunas. 4:45 to go in top shot. The big crowd thoroughly enjoying the grand final. It's been tense all the way. Radzovicius breaks away, gives it to Darren Stanwicks. Fakes, successful, and the crowd roars.
That fake was he used before. He did it again, and a good strong shot to the basket.
So the challenge on the Bruins at the moment. Almost a steal.
That last shot by Darren Stanwicks, he's one of our great players coming up, and he's going away to the national championships in Canberra, and I hope that he can show that and lead his team as captain of the team.
Keller in control, calling the shots, gives it to Davey. Works to the side of the key, shoots long. In front is Rook. The man, the steadier. And marked by Adamson. Loses the basketball. The throw to Keller. Will he go all the way? He's got plenty of support. He does. No worries for Kurt Keller. And we're back to 3 points in favour of Perkunas.
You can see both teams are inspired. It's within the last 3 minutes, and the game is yet to be won.
Rebound to Conway. Long throw to Keller. How did he get down there? All the way again. 1 point the difference in favour of Perkunas.
26 points to Kurt Keller.
Once again, the momentum has changed back and forth. The team has to come back. Good offense, good passing, and just smart play.
Plenty of movement from Perkunas. Jumping from Stearns. Mann almost loses it. Back to Warren Stanwicks, to Rook. Radzovicius. No. Adamson, yes. Long throw to Keller. He's down there again, marked by Rook. Goes all the way, yes. And they've hit the front, Bruins. And look at the little girls behind the goals.
Kurt Keller is amazing. He takes the ball to the basket. No expression on his face at all. Drops the ball through the hoop.
And there's got to be a ruling here.
Foul called on Danny Adamson, pushing foul, and that's Danny Adamson's 4th, and Bruins quite obviously can't afford to lose a player of Adamson's calibre, particularly with 2.5 minutes remaining in the game and the situation very tight with 1 point only the difference.
Here we have a situation. The players are trying to huddle. Perkunas is trying to get their thoughts together. Ray Stearns with the green shirt comes right in the middle and says, "I'm listening, gentlemen. Spy versus spy." They didn't recognize him.
So Bruins in front by 1 point. The ball with Peter Mann. Here's the move. Radzovicius has it. Long. Warren Stanwicks. Peter Rook. Off hands. Comes to Stearns.
Good defensive play by Kurt Keller, be able to intercept the pass. The Bruins have a chance here to be able to come by and put their lead up to at least 3 points.
Stearns, Keller into the key.
Let's see if they have the patience to do it.
Lost. Warren Stanwicks to the roars of the supporter. Will he go all the way? Bit of pushing and shoving there from Davey.
Intentional foul called against Steve Davey, which means that Warren Stanwick will get the opportunity for 2 shots from the free throw line.
What a situation. Just over 2 minutes remaining. 1 point the difference and a chance to put his side in front.
Nothing to spite Warren, but I'm afraid that here we are. We've talked about the game going down to the wire. It may end up being into extra time, David, and we can't rule that out at all.
Quite possible.
No. Conway to Stearns. Could that be a major problem later on? We'll wait for it. Keller loses it. Back with Warren Stanwicks. They've got another chance.
Someone has to take control. We have almost 2 minutes left. We don't have to rush it. Take the time and work it out. The last time down the court, the Bruins took a quick shot. They were ahead. They should have tried to be able to get a good shot of it. Let's see if Perkunas comes back. A little bit of patience. This is what you practice for the whole year. The last 2 minutes.
Adamson wearing him like a glove still. They fought over it. They might have lost it.
Desperate defense from Ray Stearns. Dived in on the ball, and as a result, we have a jump ball between Peter Rook and Ray Stearns. Peter Rook, the taller of the two, should win the tap, should be able to give it to one of his players and thereby create scoring opportunity.
Here's a situation that happens in games. Someone has a jumping advantage, but they lose the ball by tapping to the wrong person.
Correct, Dave Beattie, but Adamson the stealer. Will he go all the way? Yes, I think he will, yes! 3 points the margin to Bruins, and look at the little girls once again. Pressure right on Perkunas now.
Holding foul called on Steve Davey, which is Bruins' 7th team foul. They won't want to get any more.
3 points isn't that much. Take their time, run a good offense, and have good team offense.
That's a lucky dip. Ray Stearns has won it. Got to be a foul also. Had to be a foul. Ray Stearns hits the wall. In fact, hits the little girl.
In fact, an intentional foul called. Warren Stanwick's desperate to try and stop Ray Stearns in his run at the basket, and the referee, in his wisdom, has called intentional foul, which is the reason for Ray getting 2 shots.
So 58 seconds remaining in Top Shot Grand Final. I think the little girl will be all right if they win, and particularly if Ray Stearns puts it through. There's the first one. She's not jumping yet, but she will in a moment. They go to 4 points.
They had it was an intentional foul. They gave him 3 shots for that.
Yes. Down the court, Peter Rook, Adamson. It's past to Stearns.
By Danny Anderson, they have to make sure they score or at least control the ball. They're ahead, and they know it.
Bruins just working the ball around, playing out time.
A good turn of events here, David.
I think Peter Mann actually tapped that one in.
An unlucky call on Steve Davey here. We have a situation. The Bruins lifted their game. Danny Adamson was able to have his presence felt on the court, and they were able to convert when Perkunas was not able to have their good passing offense, and were unlucky missing shots.
Peter Rook makes the difference. 5 points, 14 points, 14 seconds remaining in the game. Now Conway. position there. Peter Mann fouled. Malcolm Conway didn't like it. And not much in that incident. A little bit of pushing and shoving. Mal Conway pointing to the scoreboard saying to the Perkunas supporters, have a look at this, we're 5 points in front.
I think this just goes to show there is good rivalry, good strong basketball.
I think it's indicative of the prestige in which both teams hold the Top Shot Grand Final. It's a very prestigious event. Both teams desperately wanted to win it, and they've given it their all tonight. It's only a matter of going through the motions with 10 seconds remaining and Bruins enjoying a 5-point advantage. Peter Rook grabs the rebound. Foul called on Danny Adamson. Danny Adamson's 5th foul. Been an excellent contributor for the Bruins. Hasn't thrown as many points as we would normally expect of him. 18 points for the game. But he's done a lot of work, both rebounding and defensively.
Though it's only 5 points with 8 seconds to go, David. I've seen games come back. They make both free throws, steal the ball, get fouled. It is a possibility, but it looks like the Bruins have an insurmountable lead with the 8 seconds on the scoreboard.
Coach Kurt Keller isn't going to let them relax. And Keith Scott there in your picture trying to instill in his players the fact that, as Alden has pointed out, even though they're 5 points down, there is still a slim chance for them, and they've got to give it everything in the remaining 8 seconds of the game.
Crucial free throws here now by Peter Rook. Let's see if he can capitalize on it. It's been another great production by the ABC, and both teams have risen to the occasion and having a great grand final. It's compliments to the Bruins and Perkunas.
Do you think he should try and miss this second shot, Alden?
It's best to go for the make and make sure of it.
He's tried to miss it, but Perkunas are unable to grab the rebound. Kurt Keller with the ball, playing out time. Throws the ball up in the air, siren goes, and the Top Shot premiers for 1982 are the City of Glenorchy Bruins.
A great win. We said it'd go down to the end. Both teams were in it into the last minute, and a big win by Bruins, and I'm sure that they're going to go back and celebrate and really enjoy this big Top Shot victory.
The final scores: City of Glenorchy Bruins 74, Perkunas 69. The major point scorers for Bruins: Kurt Keller, magnificent 30 points, Danny Adamson 18 points, Steve Davey 10, Ray Stearns 8, and for Perkunas, Peter Rook 18 points, Peter Mann 18 points, Warren Stanwicks 9, Darren Stanwicks 12, and Vic Radzovich 12. Well, much elation in the Bruins camp at the moment as they go through their chant. And we'll now cross down to Roger Wells for the presentation of the Balloon Man of the Match Award.
Well, Kurt Keller, the captain coach of the successful Glenorchy Bruins, congratulations, and no doubt this will help towards the celebrations.
It's going to be great. We're going to have a good one tonight, that's for sure.
And how's the knee? We talked before the game, you said you had a knee injury, but as I said, if you got in front, you wouldn't feel it.
Yeah, that's right. It's been bothering me for the last 2 weeks, but you just got to go past that on a game like tonight.
And what was the reason that you won the game down on the final line?
We got the boys to put it together at the end. We're the toughest team to beat, and everybody knows it, and they're coming after us.
Thanks, Kurt Keller, captain coach of Glenorchy Bruins. Now we move into the presentations and the rewards, and they'll be made by the Chief Manager for Tasmania, Mr. John Marshall.
Thank you, Roger. It's been a marvellous game. Who would have thought that it ended quite like that? Last year's winners, Perkunas, very nearly got there, but weren't quite good enough to beat Bruins. Now the runners-up, Bruins. The runners-up, Perkunas. My congratulations. It was a well-fought game and bad luck, but you did win last year, so you can't win every year. Bruins, who are the winners? when they finished drinking the champagne. Congratulations, marvellous game, and you kept on fighting right up to the end. There's the trophy. And with it go the best wishes from the ABC.
Thanks a lot.
Well, that's it. Jubilations for the Glenorchy Bruins. They've won the 1982 Top Shot. Don't forget the replay tomorrow on ABC at 2 o'clock. We look forward to seeing you again next year. Good night from ABC Sport.